Welcome, Pisces, to your love reading for November of 2018. So let's look into what's going on with you. So a 3-card spread really quick of the beginning of the month, of what you might be going through, Pisces, in love. Beginning of the month. So there are activities that might be kind of coming your way that you might give into. So the Page of Wands is coming out, and in love, you could be with your romantic partner. There could be a child. You could be pregnant for some. You might be birthing your child. But Aries, Leo, Sagittarius might have some significance to you. You might be around that person. You might be traveling, doing different things, but often having a good time, being more playful, and going to social events and interacting with others. So there does seem to be some good things going on, right? Now, the middle part of the month for Pisces, for November 2018. So, there's some kind of truth that's being revealed, and we're going to look into what that might be. Clarify the 7 of Swords in reverse, Pisces, for November 2018. The fact that some of you might be still healing from a marriage or relationship, or the fact that someone else that you have been dealing with, they're healing from something, or someone else is healing from them. Maybe an incident or something that has happened, and it's that may have been a block between you and someone else, and maybe that conversation didn't happen, but that reality or that truth is becoming clearer to you for some. About a 7 of Swords, Pisces. Yeah, and still the King of Swords is showing up, and even in the midst of someone else that you're dealing with, still having someone else communicating with them or being in their energy and not being honest about it. I feel the King of Swords shows up. Hey, you know what's going on. You know what you need to do. Maybe you know that you need to maybe file for that divorce or get someone else involved. Some kind of help, legal help, or assistance from friends, or socializing, doing something else. I feel that's the energy of being a bit emotionally detached. The Page of Wands is giving that energy off as well, because they want to play, they want to do different things that's lively, interjecting passion into their life. I'm even thinking about physical interaction between you and someone else, but you can't really do that because something seems to be off right now. Some of you might find out that someone else that you have been dealing with has gotten someone pregnant. That's what I don't want to put that out there as automatic fact for a lot of you, but you may find something out like that for some. Let's see, and towards the end of the month for November, Pisces, and love. So the King of Wands is showing up, and that's energy of sometimes a new job, focusing on a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, showing up. You have 3 people so far, and there's a mini spread here, and they're coming out in the upright position, so they might have a positive effect on your life. Some of you might be literally talking to 2 fire signs and then the air sign, the child, and then you have 2 newer partner and then a past ex-partner. Something like that might be going on, but there seems to be still a drive when it comes to career, socializing with friends, and whatever you might be dealing with in your love life that might be put on the back burner because of some kind of restriction or the reality about something that's going on where you might not like the facts about it, but it's happening. 11:33. Some of you might see certain signs and things like that, synchronicities pop up, so pay attention to those, because they do offer signs and give you confirmation about questions that you may have. So let's look into some more energy. So we're going to do a 10-card Celtic Cross spread for you as to what you could be going through, Pisces, and love. Celtic Cross spread. Everything will be first come towards you. Your response, their response. Okay. Alright, so I did have to pause really quickly, but let's see. 10-card Celtic Cross spread. Person will hit everything. Person comes towards you. Your response, their response. The hidden factor, and then the outcome for Pisces. November 2018. In love. Okay. So, the Emperor, strategy. What are you determined to change in your life, in your love life? And it could be Aries that some of you might be dealing with that affects you. Positive, could be a father, whatever it might be. But I feel like this is often following the rules and having to use discernment in your situation if you're dealing with anybody. And I feel here it's where you feel like you want to give up because you really have no other option but to focus on something that you can't change. You might be thinking about it, you want to move forward, but there's something that doesn't seem to be budging. So if someone is constantly coming towards you and they're wanting you to open up, or you wanting to make changes and it's not really happening, you might be a bit distraught by it and angry. So I feel with justice is showing up, that means that things are happening as they need to. Things, if you feel like something is off or someone has not been being dishonest, someone is not being authentic, these things will, come about in the right way eventually. I feel justice being there. And sometimes this is having to take somebody to court, having to do something else that you usually don't do because it might require that. So legal matters, it might be something that caused the situation to happen and you might not really understand it. So depending on what you've done, it depends on the reasons why you might be stuck in a karmic cycle with somebody. It just depends. And the recent past, so maybe towards the end of the month, you may have been around somebody, thinking about them. The Queen of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That might affect you in some way. So it just depends on what that might be. But the recent past, that person has been in your energy in some form or fashion. All right. The on your mind is just maybe you might be traveling, you might be doing different things. Remember the Page of Wands is there, so this is like road trips, a long road trip, or new business opportunities, working, trying to detach from someone or something where you need to shut the door on it because you want to start a newer chapter in your life, and it seems to be here for a lot of you. So it seems like you want closure, you want something to end, but you might not really know how to go about it with the Emperor being there. But I feel like you're maintaining the control, but you're not sure of where to drive and which direction to kind of take. So see that the Moon is showing up, another major arcana. So you have 4 so far, and this is where confusion is. And Justice in the Moon, for me, that indicates that things are not clear, something is not quite right, and something else is going on that you can't really put your hands on, and you might intuitively know about it. You may have received some kind of revelation about it, and you may understand what it is, and just like, hey, what I'm gonna do about that? With the 7 of Wands in reverse, you really can't do anything about that, but let your partner know how you feel, let them know what you might be going through, and hopefully the other person, whoever your partner or love interest might be, they let you know what they might be going through or up to, if they feel the need or understand that you might really need to understand that as well. So that's the person that's coming towards you. They have a lot of maybe secrets or baggage or something that's quite off now, and it seems like you might be stuck trying to figure it out, trying to get things off your mind, but you're still like you're trapped with your own thoughts with someone or something. So sometimes not being able to move on from someone, or the fact that you can't put your hands on something that is boggling your mind. All right, so that might be tough. So what is your partner's response? That person seems to be kind of waiting maybe for the right time. They could be focusing on money, waiting for that to expand or accumulate in some way, thinking about the love relationship or what they've done, what they could do, what they might be able to do differently in some way. So we have the Chariot. So you're definitely traveling maybe this month, I feel, for a lot of you. And this is like the hidden factor or maybe the advice in the situation. So even when things are moving forward, you might not feel like it is. And I feel like both of these are telling you to take a trip, do something, get away from what seems to be too much of something. And I feel like a different environment or a change of perspective might help you alleviate the pain or stress that you might be dealing with this. And we have the outcome is the 2 of Wands in reverse. So even in the midst of it, you and your partner might not be on the same page because someone might be a fear of change or what might happen, or not really on the same page when it comes to goals, not speaking about the plans or whatever it might be. So let's see, clarify the Moon for Pisces. Whoa. Clarify the Moon for Pisces. 2 of Swords. Through fear, whoever you're dealing with, they're thinking about whether or not to move on or to open up to you. Having a decision and keeping it at bay. Clarify the moon for Pisces. Page of Wands, having to, hey, should we be friends or should we commit? Do I need more time? Whatever it might be. Should we have a child? Some of you may be pregnant with someone's child and wondering if that person is going to come back, or they're going to travel with you to be with you in a relationship. I'll clarify the moon. See, the Nine of Cups, that person, whoever you're dealing with, they seem to be holding back from you a bit. And I feel like in the beginning, I'm glad I did that in the beginning, of the truth that someone is either they're healing from something or someone is healing from that person that you might be dealing with. Some of you might be doing that as well. But the Nine of Cups is where that person is happily anticipating you or happy to be with you, but they still may be taking steps slowly to kind of open up in that way. Clarify the Six of Swords in reverse for Pisces. Ace of Swords, communication. Some of you may have communicated with somebody, hey, we have to move on from one another, file for divorce, move forward, but you don't actually make the steps necessary because you might feel like reality is too tough. For a lot of you, that truth has come out. Truth is there, and you'll start to experience it, but you're still in your head trying to wrap your mind around, like, why is this happening? Why is this going on? How is this going to work out, or whatever it might be. I feel like that's something that's definitely on your mind for some. So let's see. There does seem to be some positive things going on, but I feel like you might feel like the ball is in someone else's court, which that doesn't have to be the case. Especially with the Emperor showing up as your energy, where you do have control of your situation. It is not like a control tactic where you're saying, hey, I'm the boss and it's my way, the highway kind of thing. No, it's the fact that you have the ability to remove yourself from something if you feel like someone else is not changing. Hey, you move on, you do something else, and you step away from the confusion. But it seems to be something positive, though, for sure, for a lot of you, and you might not know it just yet, and some of you do. Messages for Pisces for November 2018. Take your time making this decision. Archangel Michael, please help me stay strong and relaxed as I approach this situation. Remind me to detach and step back, allowing the situation to naturally unfold. Thank you for protecting me. When I say protecting me, that means, sometimes that's with your heart, having to trust somebody, drama, whatever it might be. Clarify the take time. This is November 2018. Yeah, secrets. But I Priestess. 5 of Pentacles. Let's see. Magician in reverse. So okay, someone that yeah. So financial things might be coming up, but you might be dealing with someone who is being very manipulative, and until you are able to trust that person, until they give you reasons to trust them, I feel like a lot of you have to take your time by and getting to know that person and seeing what actually happens if they're following through with actions and whatever secrets might be there. Until you know about that, or able to use your intuition to trust yourself and not being fooled, because maybe that's something that happened in the past. It's interesting how I laid the cards. This is like in the past energy. And one more card. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles is showing up. So not sure if some of you, again, there might be a marriage or a relationship, or someone's in secret. They might even be communicating or talking to someone else, and whoever it might be, a few different people are showing up and a lot of major arcana showing up. So a lot of big changes that are coming through that you can manifest in your life. But I feel like it's going to require you to do something else, step out of a comfort zone, go somewhere else, maybe even travel, to relocate, to open up to somebody. But I feel like that's part of you just as we are in Venus retrograde, and then we have Mercury in retrograde too. So a lot of truth is going to come out, and it may have already for a lot of you, but often having to kind of just think about what's been going on with you and someone else. So it just depends. Tons of love, lots of light to you, tons of healing vibes. I wish you the very best. I just saw 1111, and if you would like to, you can always go to the website psychicloveheals.com and schedule something for your energy. So have a good one.